Yes guys, what's going on? Hashtag Shuri here. Welcome back to another video on the Hashtag United esports channel. And here today, ladies and gentlemen, we've got the start of a little mini series, sort of 3 episodes basically, where now that we're at the end of the team of the season period, we've got all these obviously absolutely amazing juiced up players. I wanted to take a look at sort of the best players in each position that you guys should select to have in your best like meta teams now they're at the end of the game. Now the plan for this video, guys, is to feature sort of a starting 11 of players. So this episode obviously being defenders, then we'll go on to do midfielders and attackers. And what I've tried to do is I've tried to do a good mix of putting the best meta players in along with some cheap players as well, if that makes sense, because you know we don't just want to fill the team out with 6,000 prime icon moments, Cruyffs, R9s, everything like that, or obviously it's just ridiculous and none of you guys can afford it. Just the same as, even as a pro player, I can't afford them players as well. But yeah, I'm sure you guys will understand it as the video goes on. If you do enjoy the video, drop a like and also subscribe to the channel and turn on the notification bell so you don't miss any videos here on the Hashtag United esports channel. I've probably done a fair bit of blabbing on there, but I think we've got through basically everything we need to. So without further ado, guys, let's jump straight into it here and let's have a look at the best players in each position for you guys to use in your teams in FIFA 21 Ultimate Team. Jesus Christ, I think I've sold that to you enough. So basically, guys, I've got all these players put into a team. I'm just going to keep flicking over to each player. Now, first of all, just one thing I want to point out is these are loads of concept players put into a squad. Every time on the attribute details here where it says -5 on each stat, just completely ignore that because it's just because the player's off chemistry because they're in a concept squad. So just forget about that. Obviously, just look at the green stats. Forget what the red stuff says because that's not actually relevant. But we're just going to quickly run through 5 keepers here. Not really much to say about them, to be honest. We're going to go straight through the keepers because I'm sure you guys know I've basically just whacked a keeper in from the top 5 leagues other than Keylor Navas. Although he's fantastic in the Nanny SBC, I don't actually think he's that great on FIFA because he's a bit smaller than these other keepers. But these are the top 4 keepers from the other leagues, I would say. You know, all stats in the important areas, all above 90. Edison's really good as well, especially with the 75 speed. You know, if people are doing through balls against you and stuff, if you bring Edison out quick enough, he is absolutely rapid pal. Donnarumma for his height. The other two, obviously, Oblak and Neuer, are massive. The thing is with keepers at this point of the year, ladies and gentlemen, we all know, like, you can love a keeper one day and hate them the next. Like, no one really knows who the best keeper in the game is. I feel like in previous FIFAs, there's been more of an idea of the best ones. I feel like Ter Stegen last year was really good or something, or maybe FIFA 19, I can't remember. It might have been Van der Sar. But this year, it's been very... I've not really heard anyone say that, like, there's such an outstanding keeper compared to, like, anybody else, if that makes sense. I know Nick Pope was very good at one point. As well, I just thought I'd put an icon keeper in there. The aim for this video is you guys to use, you know, find 1, 2, 3, or 4, something like that. Maybe more if you want. Players to whack into your squads. This is obviously not going to be, like, you're going to use every single player in here. But Peter Schmeichel's icon moments, I would certainly say, is one of the best keepers in the game, and obviously the links that he gives your players. And that is also what's going to contribute a lot to a lot of the players in this video, like the links that they might give you as well, if that makes sense. So without further ado, let's actually move on to the defenders now, where we're going to start seeing the proper players, the proper stats, everything like that. So first up in the squad, ladies and gentlemen, we have got ourselves Kanerkin, some sort of pronunciation there. 5'11". Now, one thing that's going to be very relevant about these defenders is, guys, you're not going to see as many centre-backs here. We've obviously gone for the most meta thing in the game at the moment. Obviously, left-backs and right-backs are very, very prevalent in at centre-back compared to centre-backs. It's the weirdest meta that I've ever seen in any FIFA, but that is just kind of the way it is at the moment. But the Erkin, first player in the team. Now, what I've basically done here, guys, is there's obviously going to be 11 players that we're going to go through now, basically from the keeper to the striker. Obviously, they're all defenders, but you know what I'm saying, in the starting 11 on the squad. And we're going to go from cheapest to most expensive. So these first few are the kind of players for you guys, you know, who might not have as many coins, but these are still extremely meta players in the game. Now, Erkin's one of the only players I've put in here that's from like a really out there, like different league, but I wanted to get a really, really cheap player in there. He's got absolutely quality stats for you, to be fair, and especially if you've got like an icon centre-back or something like that, even if you just get him onto 7 or 8 chemistry, that's absolutely fine, because players play absolutely fine on chemistry like that. You obviously don't want him on 0 chemistry like he's on right now, but again, that's because he's currently playing in goal in this squad, so you guys know what I'm saying. But a really well-rounded card. 5'11" as well would mean that you could potentially play him at centre-back, you know, if you would be in a, you know, not going to say the word, but... But yeah, really good stats. Very good standing tackle and sliding tackle, which is actually like a bit rarer on a left back than you would think sometimes. Next up, we've got Grimaldo, whose stats, by the way, are just absolutely ridiculous. To have 95 pace and 92 dribbling on a left back, as well as, again, really, really high defending with great standing tackle and a great sliding tackle, and also fantastic passing. Now, obviously, the shooting leaves a little bit more to be desired, but I'll be honest, with your left back and right back, it's a lot more rare that you end up shooting than other players on the pitch. With what we covered in the previous video in the custom tactics, I would say that one formation you might get forward and shoot with your fullbacks a fair bit is that 4-3-1-2, which still giving me nightmares even thinking about how much I spoke about it. But yeah, obviously a bit of a harder player to link. So again, it might be an icon in there. It might be, you know, a Sergio Ramos, that type of thing. But obviously one thing that's very relevant with these players, guys, is how easy they are to link into teams. And I think after this, we've got, you know, players from a lot more of the top leagues. It's funny how we always have to talk about putting left backs or right backs at centre back. But yeah, I would certainly say definitely not as centre back for Grimaldo. Next up, we've got Claus. I know Danny Aarons has made a joke about him with being Santa Claus. The originality is fantastic. Sorry, Danny, I love you, really. But what an absolutely unbelievable player this guy is. This guy, guys, for less than 100,000 coins, obviously 6'1". Yeah, we've got to talk about the fact you could put him at centre back again here. But he is absolutely crazy card now. That defending is a little bit lower compared to some of the team of the season cards that you see in the game now, for sure. So you might definitely want to like whack a shadow on him or something like that to make sure you get that defending up as much as possible. Or even like a sentinel, actually, for the defending and the physical. But he's got Hullet gang stats on a right back, which, to be fair, I think a lot of players in this video do. But that 99 agility is absolutely massive. Along with being 6'1", he'll be an unreal player for you in game. And obviously the links that he gives you, being French, are absolutely fantastic. I don't know why I said French and then went into a Scottish accent, but we've just got to take it and run. Mukaeli up next. I have used this guy personally on my RTG account, and he has just been absolutely unbelievable. I used him sort of nearer the starter team of the season when he came out, because I believe he was in the community team of the season. Now, this one I will actually say is fine to play at centre back. Like, you know, some of the other ones that are like 6 foot and you're there like, oh, come on, like, bro, really? Like, but this guy is 6'2". Like, he probably does suit a centre back a little bit more. Whacking a shadow chemistry style on him, he'll just be absolutely unreal in your guys' teams for sure. Based off personal experience, serious player. And well, the shooting could be, you know, it could be slightly better, but you know, we've got to take it and move forwards, ladies and gentlemen. 99 jumping as well is an absolutely unreal stat. Great standing tackle, and obviously that 94 pace is just absolutely ridiculous to play with. So yeah, it's just going to get worse and worse, this, isn't it? But again, Mukaeli is just really good for links. You know, the fact that you could link him to like a Jadon Sancho and then like a Varane as well, and get everybody on full chemistry is just a bit of a sickening thought, really. Next up, we've got ourselves Tavernier. Now, this is finally someone that I would say is more of a right back, but I just had to get him into the squad for a few reasons. One, his stats, his lowest stat is 87. I mean, so that says a lot for itself. I think you could get a perfect link into him and Ryan Kent's FUT birthday card, which I know the shooting on Ryan Kent's FUT birthday card's like 83 or something, but he's still so good in game. 96 strength, by the way. We need to speak about that. 5'11", 96 strength. I used the 86 Tavernier, 87 I think it is now, earlier in the year in my qualified teams and stuff. And he was always really good to bring on as a centre midfield, even at half-time. He's definitely good enough to start Tavernier, of course he is. He's got every stat that you could possibly want. But yeah, he seemed really good in centre midfield. So if you were going to switch him in-game from a right-back to centre midfield, I just think he'd be absolutely quality. He's just like an absolute bulldog. The only annoying thing is obviously no 4-star skills or 4-star weak foot or 5 or whatever. But he's definitely more of a defensive CDM, I would say, / right back. But yeah, serious player for about 300,000 coins. So yeah, this is just going to keep getting worse and worse, isn't it? Next up, we have got ourselves LaCroix. LaCroix. It's one of them. Stamps. All you have to do is just edit in the one that I said, so that's fine. But I remember when this guy first came out. God, this guy's 2 years younger than me. Oh, no, it's just a real problem. It's just a real problem, that. Anyway, moving on from that. 6'3", 90 pace, 90 defending, 94 physical. One of the best centre-backs in the game, genuinely, because there's barely any centre-backs that touch the right-backs this year at all. All the memes I'm seeing of, like, real-life managers playing right-backs as centre-back now is just, it's all just going a bit too far. But let's seriously look into a few stats here. Great defensive awareness, great standing tackle, along with unbelievable strength. The dribbling obviously could be slightly better. That's why a lot of these fullbacks have made it into people's teams, because a lot of the fullbacks have above 90 dribbling and stuff. But as well with LaCroix, it's the links that he gives you as well. It's the fact that he can obviously link into Mukaeli for you as well, and then he could link up the other side of the pitch as well. That French link just adds so many coins to a player's price. It's ridiculous. And yeah, 99 jumping as well. It's just, yep. Alex, just keep moving on. Next up, Aaron Wan-Bissaka. Now, ladies and gentlemen, this has got to be one of the sweatiest players in this team. Now, these aren't necessarily ranked from worst to best. This is all just ranked sort of from, like, price range for you guys, really, here. Of personal experience, Wan-Bissaka is one of the best centre-backs I've used. He's 6 foot, he's medium-high work rates, which is absolutely class. Ooh, that's class.
Royce! Oh, let's go! That's class!
That's just a voice break that you don't want to happen. I'm sure Stamps will be having fun editing. I'm sure Stampy will have it be... I can't even talk there. I'm sure Stampy will be having a lot of fun editing this. But Aaron Wan-Bissaka, let's look at a few stats here because he is just ridiculous. He does not look anything like a right back when you look at his in-game stats. The fact he's got 96 stamina, 96 standing tackle, 99 slide tackle, 96 agility, along with 93 pace. I'm saying 90 so much here. My head's actually flying. And he's going to be costing you guys under 500k, along with the links that he gives you. I'm sure I'm no wizard here. I'm sure a lot of you guys have used Wan-Bissaka anyway, but I can certainly say off previous experience, he is absolutely class in the squad. Next up, Theo Hernandez, ladies and gentlemen. And it just... my head is in my hands here because it's just getting worse and worse. It's 6 foot. It's a left back. You know where I'm going to tell you to put him, and that is at centre-back, but obviously you could also play this guy at left-back absolutely fine. Now, what's become quite normal with left-backs and right-backs at this stage of the game is a lot of them have had, like, weak foot and skill move upgrades. Like, a lot of the fullbacks have actually got 4-star or 5-star skill moves and stuff like that, which is sick to use on a fullback. So, I would say maybe, like, shifting him into centre-back could be a good idea. But again, let's look at his in-game stats. Just, the stats across the board are ridiculous. Absolute Hullet gang job. 99 pace, so we don't even need to whack any sort of chemistry on him. That's absolutely sound. The defending is, again, this is one thing I need to stress to you guys. Like, defending on a fullback, when you have high defending on a fullback, it's so rare compared to a centre-back. So 95 standing tackle and 96 slide tackle on a fullback. I think them interceptions might need to go up a little bit. I've used some of his previous cards before, and he's absolutely unreal. So Hernandez, certainly one for the squad. I'll tell you that, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, guys, we are very happy with this because we have actually got another centre-back. I proper thought in my head, I just thought, have I only shown one centre-back in these set of defenders? But on a real, these are all the best players. Alaba, seriously though, the 86 pace, you might look at it and you might look at the other players in this video and be like, oh, 86 pace compared to, you know, the 94s of Mukaeli, the 99s of Hernandez and stuff. I have used Alaba and he is absolutely amazing. And at centre-back as well. And now I know I said 5'11". You definitely can use 5'11 at centre-back. It's not like it's a massive problem. Obviously, Alaba's not going to win as many headers though as, you know, a Mukaeli is or something like that. But they're still absolutely solid at the back. His defensive stats are ridiculous. 94 interceptions, 95 standing tackle, 95 defensive awareness, 93 standing tackle, and 92 slide tackle is absolutely amazing. Along with really nice, well-rounded physicals. Just amazing passing as well. Now, that's one thing we've not spoke about as much in this video. Like, the passing on these right backs, left backs, and centre backs is obviously huge at this point of the game. With all the formations that people are using, with a lot of width and stuff, being able to absolutely fizz the ball out. I could say it's class again. Could do that. But, yeah, Alaba, absolutely amazing. And he linked very well to the next player that I believe is going to be coming up. And if you can get these two in defense together, we've got Davies. Now, this is someone I actually own. He's actually in my main team on this account. So he's in the squad. What a card Alphonso Davies is. He's the best left back on the game by an absolute mile. Don't know if he's one that goes at centre back, though. I think Davies is definitely one that you just keep him in his position and use him at left back. That 4-star as well, as I was just touching on previously, is absolutely massive for a left back as well, so that's class. But look at the dribbling stats, ladies and gentlemen. It's just absolutely, it's disgraceful. It's absolutely disgraceful. Really good stamina, along with the defensive stats as well, basically all being above 90, other than that head and accuracy, which is nowhere near as important when you're actually playing these left backs and right backs in the position that they're supposed to be playing. I love how this video has just been in a whole meme of just right backs and left backs at centre back, but this is the meta that we've somehow come into, ladies and gentlemen. It's just crazy. And finally, we have got ourselves Carlos Alberto. One thing about this video is, guys, I've tried to not put any players in here that are SBC cards, or if I have, which will be coming up shortly, they're basically honorable mentions. They're not what I'm putting in as the main thing, because obviously if the SBC is gone, you guys can't do them. Do you know what I mean? So obviously that's a bit annoying. That's the only annoying thing about SBCs, is the fact that they have to expire. It'd be so nice if they just stayed in the game. But yeah, finally Carlos Alberto as the last player in this team. Amazing, amazing stats. Obviously being an icon, one thing he does is, you know, a few of them players I showed you guys at the beginning of the video that are slightly cheaper and from the different leagues. Alberto's obviously a great player who can link them up. Being a Brazilian icon, there's so many players in the game that he could link together, especially if you're putting him, you'll never guess where, centre-back. Now, the two honourable mentions here are, I don't even want to look at both the stats, to be honest. They're two of the most disgusting players in the game, both 6 foot, and then the stats on both of them, they're just an absolute joke. Now, this is what I was just touching on there, guys. Like, these are obviously both SBC cards, so I don't want to say to you guys, oh, make sure you get them, because you just simply can't get them. But everybody else in the team is available to get. But if you do have these guys, this is the thing. If any of you guys have already got these 2 players, you know already to keep them into your team because it's just absolutely ridiculous. Walker would have been really nice if it had got that upgrade, winning the Champions League final. But, you know, beggars can't be choosers, pals. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, guys, I hope that gives you a good sort of overlook of the best defenders, I would say, in the game. Again, one main point about these is not only the fact that they're absolutely meta, it's the fact that they can all link together really well to each other. And the midfielders and attackers videos, which will be coming out after this, guys, will have a very similar tone to it, and sort of, you know, we're trying to find a few of the cheaper players. Obviously, a lot of the meta players are going to be in there, but then players as well who can all link together to create the best teams for you guys, if that makes sense. Hopefully you've made some sort of sense there, Alex. But if you guys did enjoy that video, drop a like and also subscribe to the #United Esports channel. Let me know what you guys thought in the comments down below and what players you might plan on using, or what player has been the best sort of defender for you guys this year, who you've thought has been your absolute rock. My favorite player in this video has probably got to be Aaron Wan-Bissaka. I think he's the one I've used the most and found the most success with, but they're all an absolute joke, let's be honest. But thank you very much for watching. We'll see you all on the next video where we're going to be looking at all the best midfielders in the game. But thank you very much for watching, guys. Have a great day, and until the next one, don't forget to #it.